Hello and welcome once again to our Wednesday reflection, I guess midweek reflection. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is Manuel. I'm the pastor here in SCC. So glad that you join us. And if you're part of the SCC family, then welcome as well. You know, one of the things that I did not expect and that I've learned a lot since becoming a parent is the value of quiet, the value of silence. And if any of you has younger kids, you probably know what I'm talking about. And just learn to value that, because those times of quiet, of silence, become far and few in between. And you know, in the way of Jesus, quiet, silence is more than just a nice moment. Quiet is a kind of a spiritual discipline in and of itself. Now, when we talk about the practice of quiet, that really in the Christian tradition is called silence and solitude, we find that all over the life of Jesus. And when we talk about that, we actually talk about two dimensions, external and internal. External is when you silence all the noise outside of you. You may turn the TV off, you take your headphones out, you close the door, you get away from a few days, whatever it is, just to set your brain, your senses before God, to have a moment without the non-stop stimuli of the modern world. You know, that constant hum that seems to surround us all the time. What has been referred to as the dictatorship of noise in our life. And really, an external quiet is mostly a matter of logistics. You can get out of town, you can schedule it, you can go hiking, you can wake up early before everyone else. You can wait for your spouse to take the kids on a walk for 30 minutes or so. But internal quiet is a whole different game. Internal quiet is when you silence all of the noise inside of you, in your brain, in your heart, the distractions, all the videos, the playing in your mind, all the mental chatter, the rumination over the past, the regret, the shame, the anger, the acrimony, the replaying of a conversation or a careless word, a worry, that kind of mapping of the worst case scenarios that sometimes is looping over and over and over again. And that is not to mention all the stuff that comes from your heart, your affections, your attachments. An internal quiet is far more difficult, because it's about calming and centering your mind, and through that your heart itself to the center of desire in the person of God and His love. But more than that, it is about yielding. Let me read today Psalm 131, that I think helps drive this point home. My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. But I have calmed and quieted myself I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore. What an interesting metaphor, that of a weaned child. And we may ask ourselves, what's the difference between a weaned child and one that has not been weaned yet? And really, the difference is that a weaned child, when they don't get food or milk on demand, they don't throw a temper tantrum or freak out or scream or get angry. They have learned to wait for food. So as the psalmist puts it, prayer is about quiet and calm. It's about far more than just a mindful quest to center ourselves, to center our attentions on God. It is about yielding over the illusion of control to God, the letting go of outcomes in our lives, and the coming to surrender to Jesus in a relational posture towards the Father. And Jesus himself did this when he said, "Not my will, but yours be done." But to end today, I just want to read the last paragraph on Frederick Buechner's memoir that I think helps wrap this up. I have written at length about the way God speaks through the hieroglyphics of all things that happen to us, and I believe that is true. But I have come to believe more and more that God also speaks through the fathomless quiet of the holy place within us, all which is beyond the power of anything that happens to us to touch. Although many things that happen to us block our access to it, make us forget that even exists. I believe that this quiet and holy place in us is God's place, and what marks us as God's. Even when we have no idea of seeking it, I think various things can make us fleetingly aware of its presence. A work of art, beauty, sometimes sorrow or joy, sometimes just the quality of a moment that apparently has nothing special about it, like the sound of water over stones in a stream, or sitting alone with your feet up at the end of a hard day. See, what deadens us most to God's presence within us, I think, is the inner dialogue that we are continuously engaged with ourselves, the endless chatter of human thought. I suspect that there's nothing more crucial to true spiritual comfort than being able from time to time to stop that chatter, including the chatter of spoken prayer. If we choose to seek the silence of the holy place, or to open ourselves to seeking, I think there's no sure way to do that than by keeping silent.